Do you find yourself saying sorry for things that aren't even your fault? Do you hold back from asking for help because you're sure you're just being an inconvenience? If you've ever felt like your very existence is a burden on the people around you, then this video is for you. That feeling isn't some flaw in your character. It's a psychological echo from your past. And today, we're going to understand exactly why it happens. Living with the constant fear that your needs are overwhelming the people you care about is exhausting. You might worry that your friends are getting tired of you, or that asking for a simple favor is just too much. For many, this isn't just a passing thought. It's a chronic pattern of believing you're inherently too much. This feeling is so painful because it forces you to turn inward, stopping you from building real, authentic connections. But you are definitely not alone in this. In fact, research shows a huge number of adults avoid talking about their stress for the specific reason that they don't want to be a burden to others. So, where does this feeling even come from? It's not a personality flaw, but a survival response you learned along the way. The roots can usually be traced back to three main areas: your anxiety, your first relationships in childhood, and any past trauma. First, let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety and depression can act like a filter, changing how you see yourself and how you think others see you. They can put you in a state of hypervigilance, where you're constantly scanning for any sign of rejection. This makes you interpret something neutral, like a friend taking a while to text back, as solid proof that you're annoying them. Depression often jumps in, tanking your self-worth and hammering home the belief that you're a liability. It creates a vicious cycle. Anxiety makes you fear you're a burden, and depression convinces you it's true. Second, this feeling is deeply tied to our attachment style, the blueprint for relationships we form as kids. If your caregivers were inconsistent or emotionally distant, you might have developed an insecure attachment style. Someone with an anxious attachment style often craves closeness, but is terrified of being too much, leading them to constantly look for reassurance. Those with a fearful avoidance style might want connection, but are also deeply afraid of it, a pattern often linked to unpredictable or even abusive caregiving. This can leave you with the core belief that you're somehow unlovable or damaged. Finally, and perhaps most deeply, this feeling is often a direct result of trauma, especially complex trauma from childhood. If you grew up in a home where your needs were met with an eye roll or a heavy sigh, you learned a powerful lesson. Your needs are an inconvenience. This is especially true for kids who were parentified, meaning they had to take on adult responsibilities way too early. You essentially learned that to earn your spot, you had to be completely self-sufficient and that relying on anyone else was simply not an option. Your nervous system was trained to believe that taking up space is dangerous. Understanding the why is the first step. So now, let's get into the how. How can you start to unlearn these deep-seated beliefs? The journey starts with small, deliberate actions. First, get in the habit of challenging that inner voice. When your brain tells you you're bothering them, push back and ask, where's the evidence? Is it possible you're just assuming you know what they're thinking? This is a core technique in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which is an amazing tool for identifying and reframing these kinds of distorted thoughts. Second, reframe guilt into gratitude. This is a simple but game-changing shift. Instead of, sorry for venting, try, thank you for listening. Instead of, sorry for being late, say, thank you for your patience. This small switch acknowledges the other person's kindness without putting the blame on yourself. Third, practice self-compassion by calming your physical self. When shame or anxiety starts to spiral, simple grounding techniques can pull you back into the present moment. Try placing a hand over your chest, taking a few slow, deep breaths, and really focusing on making your exhale longer than your inhale. This physical action can interrupt the mental spiral and send a signal to your brain that you are safe. And finally, start small with asking for help. The fear of being a burden can make asking for even tiny things feel terrifying, but it's absolutely essential for building healthy relationships. Start with low-stakes requests to build up your confidence. And remember, the people who love you want to support you, just like you want to support them. If any of this resonated with you, please give this video a like and share your own experiences in the comments. So many people feel this way in silence, and your story might just make someone else feel a little less alone. For more content that helps you understand yourself better, don't forget to subscribe. Feeling like a burden isn't who you are. It's a response to what you've been through. It's an echo from the past that taught you to stay small in order to feel safe. Healing from this is a journey of recognizing your own worth, challenging those old fears, and slowly, bravely, learning to take up space again. You are not an inconvenience. Your needs are valid, and you absolutely deserve to be seen, heard, and supported.